Vice Chancellor, sir, the incoming Vice Chancellor, the DVCs, principal officers, highly esteemed guests, deans, directors. Good morning. Before I say anything else, I would like us to observe 1 minute silence in respect of our dean that passed in November, Professor Elkanah Chibuike Indie. May we rise in respect. We pray God to rest his soul and for us to number our days. Amen. So this is a welcome address and brief about the NOUN Drosophila conducts a 30-second class. It's not Liao, it's not LIA. Everybody is saying Drosophila. There's no I. Drosophila. It's Drosophila. Drosophila. Can we all say it? Drosophila. If I hear Lia, you won't enter this place again. Drosophila. Drosophila. Again. Drosophila. Again. Drosophila. Thank you. It's because I went to do PGDE. I didn't do childhood education, but you know, if you go to education, you are an education person. Okay, protocol established on behalf of the heads and staff of the 3 departments in the Faculty of Health Sciences, being Environmental Health Science, Nursing Science, and Public Health Science. I very, very warmly welcome you to the commissioning of the NOUN Drosophila Laboratory by the Vice Chancellor of the National Open University of Nigeria, our own NOUN, the first and foremost university in Nigeria. Thank you. Our gratitude for the tremendous impact the VC made in all areas of our faculty's growth and development, particularly in academics, has been separately documented for your noting and referencing. You have, it's a 2-page document, which is in your virtual folder. It's there in front of you. On this occasion, our focus will be on the NOUN Drosophila Laboratory and the potential it holds for our university, our country, our continent, and the world at large. For record purposes, it will be fair to say that NOUN Drosophila Laboratory was set up in January 2026 and commissioned today on Tuesday 10th February 2026. I should say that this is probably the last or one of the very last activities of the present VC. And you know how it is when you are creating things, you know, you keep the best to the end. Is that not correct? Yes. Even in the creation, it's after animals, then man, then woman. Agreed? Agreed? Thank you. So today's journey started, sir, in April 2022, when the VC expressed his desire to establish a Drosophila laboratory at NOUN during a seminar session organized by the Faculty of Health Sciences. While all has not been smooth sailing in the last 4 years, the outcome has been worth it, as all have visited the laboratory testify. The Vice Chancellor has very kindly provided the physical space, the essential equipment, and the ambience to make the NOUN Drosophila Laboratory the best by all standards, locally, nationally, and internationally, and in line with NOUN's resolve to be the foremost university in Nigeria. Indeed, as stated above, as stated below, below is what I'm going to say next. As stated below, the vision, mission, and core values of NOUN Drosophila Lab positions it also have strong international relevance. Respectively, the vision and mission statements read, NOUN Drosophila Laboratory shall strive to be a center of excellence for research, training, and outreach using Drosophila in Nigeria and Africa. We are very realistic with our vision and our mission. At this point, we didn't say the rest of the world. But a time is coming, sir. A time is coming when this Drosophila Laboratory will be one of the very best globally. Yes, sir. So the mission statement is that now Drosophila Laboratory shall establish vibrant services that provide cost-effective opportunities for research, training, and advocacy. Innovations in training, networking, and collaborations, access, and social responsibility, as well as sustainability, are our core values. With core values identified to be ethical practices, evidence-based research, innovations in training, networking and collaboration, as well as access and social responsibility. And lastly, sustainability. These things took us like 3 meetings, the mission, vision, and core values, to establish by the NOUN Drosophila Lab Planning Group. If you are here, please, can you indicate by a show of hand? We drew them from every single faculty in this university, including, yes, social sciences, management sciences, and so on and so forth. There is no doubt that NOUN Drosophila Laboratory is poised to be a front runner in the field. We have carefully planned a sustainable plan of action akin to the drug revolving fund in operation in our hospitals. Professor Male, who is very instrumental in this, as well as myself, have been teaching pharmacy students. So this is a concept we are very familiar with. The concept of essential medicines and drug revolving fund, whereby the hospital provides medicines at cost price to patients and just have a small markup. That small markup is to have the thing to be revolving and never run out of place. This VC has done its best. If the incoming VC does its best, after a little while, you will not be coming to VCs. The lab will run itself, and it still will not be expensive. We will use the concept of revolving drug fund. People come to use it, they will pay for the replacement of what they use. And a little markup just for to administer the lab, so that sustainability will happen. That sustainability plan is written in our strategic plan. And we believe that people who come after us will be trained to pursue that. Because it's something that we don't want all this, I don't want to mention World Bank and all those things, that run for 5, 10 years, not even 10 years, 3 years, and they fold up. Nothing is happening there again. The NOUN experience will be different. So I should say that again, drug revolving fund in operation in our hospitals. So the extent that NOUN Drosophila Laboratory will depend minimally on university funding after initial takeoff and reasonable stabilization. Initial takeoff was the era of Professor Olufemi Peters, and then the stabilization will be in the era of Professor Uduma. Clap for that, please. People, not those of us in the Faculty of Health Sciences, say that the NOUN Drosophila Laboratory is the best laboratory at NOUN. It's not we that say it. People enter there and they say it. And then people hear about it and they come and they want to enter. So we say we establish a fee to come and look, but we are not, it was just a joke. You know, I'm a bit of a comedian, we are not going to do that. Humbly, we tend to agree. If you visited other labs in this campus, and even visited the enhanced lab of the Department of Nursing Science in Ibadan, I think you will agree that the Drosophila lab is the best lab at the National Open University of Nigeria. It's people that said that, we just agreed. Ours may be one of the smallest in terms of departments and programs within the university, but it is certainly not the least, going by the contributions to students' admission and graduation. The latter accounting for approximately 20% within the last 5 years. It's actually 11.99% out of 8 other faculties. So we are 9 faculties, and this is how much this small hidden faculty in OPD building contributes to graduation and student population on this campus. That is why I believe it when I hear in the corridor sometimes that the Faculty of Health Sciences, specifically the Department of Nursing Science and more recently Department of Public Health, that we are the bread and butter of the National Open University. If you've heard that before, please give our faculty a clap. Thank you. Okay, our former dean is cutting eye for me. He's now the DVC admin. If I wasn't so old, you know, when you are a dean in the Faculty of Health Sciences, that is your move towards becoming DVC and becoming VC. Okay, let me just, yes, I'm too old. I don't know what happened. Just yesterday I was a girl. Then here I am. I want to say that you witnessed my going away last year and the presentation of my Zogora lecture. If you have the written version, it's actually my academic memoir. I spent 44 years in the university system, and I want to do something else, something different. But when the VC told me that he's bent on setting up this Drosophila lab, I decided to wait behind. So I'm here for 1 year from May, that will end this May, and then I'm gonna do other things with my life. So, we would have started training this week, and it's likely we'll do training definitely in March. Let me tell you what you can look forward to in the short term, in the very short term. You can look forward to training. We start from home. That is researchers from NOUN in the departments. We wrote in the letter, if you got a letter, that this facility is for all departments and faculties. And somebody challenged me. So in the banner, we corrected it. That it's a multi-user facility across departments and faculties. It's not just the equipment. In ABU, we have a multi-user lab. It's sited in the Department of Chemistry. And we all go there. I go there, my students go there. But it's the equipment we are going for. The equipment in this lab will serve other departments in this university. But there is another unifying point, and that is the fruit fly, Drosophila melanogaster. Can we all say it? Drosophila melanogaster. You cannot encounter that insect and remain the same. You cannot. I've met people who are passionate about it. They even want to eat the insect food. My son is the one doing the video. If you come to my house, my study is a double room study. The beginning is the library, then the main study. When you enter the library, you will see a framed photo of Drosophila. If you enter the study, you will see a framed photo of Drosophila. Since it was a bedroom that was converted to study, if you enter the toilet, you will see a framed photo of Drosophila. My husband is very understanding and nice. Don't overdo it. If you start keeping photos of Drosophila everywhere, you know, you may get into trouble. You may get into trouble. I actually wrote a serenade, but today is not about me. I wrote a serenade. You know what a serenade is? A love song about Drosophila. Yes. It's just that I discovered Drosophila too late. I wish I had 10 years more of scientific strength. I wish I have 10 years more of ODL. So this is not the first. This is not the first. This is not the first Drosophila lab in the country. We have quite a few. The nucleus is at University of Ibadan, and then close to it is the one at the University of Jos. But I've told them, they are my friends, the managers there. Professor Male is from there. I've told them, I say, you will soon start running, because when you see the way we are going, you will know that you have to buckle up. So there are quite a few of them. But we have an advantage at NOUN. We have the ODL advantage. We are going to conduct our teaching and our training in a way that no other people are doing. We do it using asynchronous methods and synchronous methods. We give them theoretical virtual training for like a week, and then they spend 1 week in the lab. And that maximizes the time and the experience, both theory and practical, that they will get. In pharmacology, we have a name for such a concept. English, I don't know who borrowed from who, we use the word potentiation. Then there's synergism and there's addictive responses. They mean different things, actually. Professor Male, they don't know. I can use all of them together. They mean slightly different things. He was smiling as I was going on. But what I'm trying to say is that we have skills that we can use to give us an edge over all other schools, including University of Jos and University of Ibadan. I like competition, but I do positive competition. We will help you any way we can help you, the way you have helped us. And I believe there's enough room for everybody to grow. But the lab in this university will not be left behind. One of the biggest problems we've had is with identifying suitable staff. Anybody, since other universities are trying to establish Drosophila labs, if you have the experience and you finish from the university, they grab you even while you are still there. Professor Male and I have talked to not less than 20 people over, I don't know how many Zoom meetings, recommended by people we know and trust from Ibadan. And they don't want to come. They say they can't live in Ilorin or live wherever they are, Ekiti, and come to Abuja, where they will spend so much money on accommodation and transport. Okay, this thing is getting too long. Let me stop here and just say that this insect, the common fruit fly that you all know, if you peel banana and you don't dispose of it properly, by the time you come a couple of hours later or the next day, you will see small brownish looking insects. You see them on rotten tomatoes too. They love those sort of things. Do you know that that insect is over 75% homologous to human in many respects? And when you study diseases in those tiny insects, it's more directly applicable to humans than if you study them in mice and rats. People can't believe it, but that is just the truth.
What is homologous to human? I don't understand.
What it means is that if, for example, you are trying to screen an extract, like Omale, Professor Omale, he works with diabetes. If he uses Drosophila to study, say, a new drug, either synthetic or plant extract, and it behaves, the way it behaves in Drosophila, that's the way it will behave in humans. So many diseases, not just diabetes, central nervous system diseases like dementia and all of that, sleep disorders, they can be studied using Drosophila. They said, Professor Male, you can correct me, you know I'm a baby Drosophilist. They said it doesn't have blood, inside doesn't have blood. So things of interest to me like sickle cell disorder cannot be studied. But I'm one of those who is fanatical. I think if you look hard enough, you will find a way of studying sickle cell disorder in a model in Drosophila. Do you know that all these GSM stuff, they were there? We didn't discover them until now. AI was all there. We didn't discover them until now. So there is a lot that we can latch on to in that place. Finally, there's been 10 Nobel Prizes given to all categories of scientists who have been working on Drosophila melanogaster. There's been no African and there's been no woman. So,
next is coming from NWS.
this is, yes, it's possible. It is possible. So this is a challenge I want to leave with you. That if you want Nobel Prize, that is the way to go. So we have what we call the Droso Challenge at NOUN. We are asking everybody, look at your discipline, your programs, look at your research, your teaching. How can it benefit from Drosophila melanogaster? Among the well wishes we received, we got some from counselors, from computing, some from entrepreneurship. I don't want to mention science, biology, because you will say that is natural. But if you can identify a niche whereby your discipline or your program can benefit from Drosophila, that door is open. We will schedule you. Whoever is coming to that place, we will make sure they have a roster that will accommodate you. As soon as the incoming VC provides us with the consumables to begin, our Google form, we go on the email. You tell us, we're fresh beginner. Even if we have to teach you to pronounce Drosophila and not Drosophila, we put you on the path to becoming a Nobel Prize candidate.
We want to thank God for today. It's been almost 4 years of this project being conceived and attempted to make live. And it almost wasn't going to be because there was no space. And so we had to believe in God and time that we will be able to do that before I go. And even when there was space, we needed to furnish, we needed to redo the space. And that also took some time, and because of paucity of funds, we had to do some rigmarole. And so I want to thank the contractor, who we eventually had to call to make sure that this is established before I go. I just like Professor Helen Kwanashi, I also hold personal attachment to the lab, and I will give the reasons when we go out. So to the glory of God and to serve humanity and propagate knowledge and wisdom. I thank the Almighty for giving us the opportunity to declare this on behalf of Council, Senate, management, and staff, and students to declare this open. Very much.
I think we just dismantled it. Can we just flip it up?
Wow. That's nice. You come on, take that.
Thank you very much. It's a reality. Thank you very much. Thank you all, my VC, the incoming VC, permit me, I don't know your name yet. I don't know if it's time. DVCs, directors, HODs, all invited guests. You are welcome to the Drosophila Laboratory. I'll take your indulgence first to look at this board. That is the animal we are talking about. As little as it is, it has all the features that we have. I had wanted to bring one picture, but I couldn't locate it again. It has the body of a human being and the eye of a Drosophila. And it said, art thou not a fly like me? Am I not a man like you? So everything that we have, Drosophila has it. And God, in His infinite mercy, has put every disease gene that we have in this animal. And we can induce hypertension, we can induce diabetes, we can induce cancer. I have just this morning submitted the proposal to NRF to work on cancer using Drosophila, using our indigenous medicine. So you can induce any disease. Sleep disorders. When I went to the US, it was sleep disorder that I went to study using Drosophila. And the person I studied under has gone far and gotten good grants. So this is the fly. And to take you around, unfortunately I'm running a bit. I came with over 1,000 flies yesterday, but they all died because of Abuja weather. Oh. And that's why you see that we have 4 functional ACs in this lab to be able to keep them alive. So I wanted to show you Drosophila alive, but not to be, no problem. So in working with Drosophila, we do a lot of preservation of samples. So we have 2 fridges here. This one is -20. So we preserve, because most of the work we do it in a genetic way, we preserve them at -20. With time, we still get -80, where we can keep the DNAs and they will not change. But this one is just for sample. Then we keep our reagents. Some of the reagents need to be kept at 4 degrees, 8 degrees, so we keep them here. And thanks to the VC, we have 24 hours light. This is our giant solar system, which will provide light for every work that we want to do. In Drosophila Laboratory, we don't close it. It works 24 hours. If not for the distance of NOUN, I would have slept in the lab from yesterday till this morning, because it's a very conducive environment. We have the microscope here. This microscope has a camera that is connected to a system here, which we are yet to acquire. We put the fly here, you will view it there. You can take the video if it is sleep disorder you are studying, when the fly is sleeping, if it is reproduction that you are studying, when the fly is mating, we can all capture the video using this camera. And when we are doing research, whatever results, we can always document them using this microscope attached with camera. Then this is our HPLC, where we do fingerprinting and so many work. Though it has to be fully installed, because there are still some few things we are expecting. But when it is fully installed, we can go anywhere. In fact, this is one of the state-of-the-art equipment that we have in this lab that many labs around doesn't have. And God's willing, we'll put it to use very soon. And any research you want to do, you are welcome. This is our spectrophotometer, where we used to study some oxidative stress. As we work during the day, we get tired. We can also induce stress in the Drosophila and see the effect of stress in survival. One of the research that one professor came to my lab for us to do now is effect of some plants on aging, and we are going to use Drosophila to see how plants can affect our aging, can prolong our aging. And this is our microplate reader, one of the modern microplate readers in the world that we have gotten. This one is used to do some gene work. It's also used for the diabetes work, the cancer work we are studying. This microplate is very important for it. So this microplate reader also works with this. They are all connected together. By the time we finish all the installation, they work together. This is our incubator, where some of the work we do, we incubate at a specific temperature to see how they develop with time. Sometimes infectious diseases, we can use Drosophila to study infectious diseases. If we incubate at a conducive temperature, microorganisms grow in the Drosophila, and we study how drug can inhibit the growth of the microorganisms. When we treat Drosophila with drugs and we homogenize, we centrifuge to get samples, the normal way we do it with human sample to get the sample. And Drosophila sample is very small, so we use Eppendorf tools to collect very small sample, and that small sample, that is why Drosophila have a very good advantage. The advantage is that in human or mice, rodents, use large chemicals to be able to get your result, but in Drosophila, we measure in microliters, so that when you buy one bottle of a reagent, it can take you years and give you the best result. Of course, the world is going from gross to refined, and Drosophila meet that refinement of research, which in biomedicals we call it the 3R: reduce, replace, and refine. Drosophila meets all those criteria. I was trying to go to UK, and we put up a proposal, and my host was telling me we need to go to a lab to be trained before we can use rodents. But in Drosophila, you don't need all those stress. So this is our water bath, and this is our distiller, where we have our distilled water produced in situ. In our lab in Jos, we buy from outside, so your lab is already advanced beyond ours. We produce all the water we use here, ionize it, and we use the required water for research that will be accepted in analysis.
For us in science, a manual is very, very important. Where is Juliet? She's outside. A manual is like our own SOP. Without a manual, in science or medicine or anything that has to do with practical we are useless, we are gone. And so I want to thank Prof again here for giving us this as a means of putting us into the flow of research for Drosophila. Is it Drosophila?
No, Drosophila. Drosophila. We have some philosophy courses.
Yes.
Both theory and practical.
That's why you have your PhD.
We had that this idea of Drosophila Laboratory started in 2021. 4 years after, 2022. And so when we're going to cut the thing open and to declare it open and inspect it, I was looking at the incumbent vice chancellor, and I just remembered the one in the Bible, Simeon, who said, "Do not limit this, Lord, now let the servant depart in peace. For my eye have seen the word, the salvation." This was what he wished. Even though he has less than 24 hours to go, he's able to accomplish it. Let us clap for him. If you go outside the National University of Nigeria, that is when you realize that Professor Ruben Peters, the work he has done in Open University is acknowledged more outside than inside the university. I've gone to some places with him within the country, outside the country, since I began the transition period. And I know that he has really moved Open University forward. We will not appreciate him here, but the thing that makes a university, he has done so much in that regard that the outside world acknowledges him and knows that he has done so much for the National University of Nigeria. I therefore think he's a fulfilled man. I remember when I normally say he joined me as a medical officer, even though he was my boss. He told me that he was dreaming and that he wanted to wake up 5 years and see those his dreams come true. And today I will say truly he's a Joseph. he dreamed dreams, and those dreams have come true. So, Professor Peters, without mincing words, you are an accomplished man. You can beat your chest that you came, you saw, and you conquered. When the acting dean of the faculty was speaking, she said, Professor Peter did his best. And he said, if the incoming vice chancellor will do his best, and he tied it to making sure that I stabilized the Drosophila Laboratory. That's the only way I would have done my best. And that made me remember one book we read in primary school, Ali and the Angels. Ali said, only good men will see the angel. So he built a hut. If you enter that hut and you come out and you say you didn't see the angel, you're a bad man.
Yeah, exactly.
So everybody that entered that hut came out and said they saw the angel. Because they wanted to be called what? Good men. So for me to have succeeded as a vice chancellor, I must stabilize the word Drosophila Lab. So while for the other disciplines and the departments, the Drosophila challenge is for them to see the link between their discipline and this. For me, it is make sure that I stabilize the Drosophila Lab. All of us have a challenge. Well, like I normally say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So we will make sure we support the Drosophila Lab. And most importantly, you know, there was this time we went on ASU strike and they stopped our salaries. And we were interfacing with the government. I told them that we are paid, we are engaged to do what? Teaching and what? Research. We were not teaching, we are doing what? Research. So even though we were on strike, we were doing what? Research. So we entitled to our salaries. And that is, we know that the university is built on teaching and research. Professor Peters has deepened the research component of our job in NOUN. And we also see that we have a trajectory that will make us show up better if we encourage this lab. At least in, like they say, globally, we'll make our mark. So if we can make that mark, there is no way we cannot support the lab. And that brings me to what Professor Panache said, that she has 3 months to go. This thing. Like I told Professor Peters, where are you going to? You're not going anywhere. For us to stabilize, you'll be here for us to stabilize. So you can be so sure that we will do what? We will, inshallah, if by tomorrow I become vice chancellor. Yeah, that's the condition. It's an if. You can be so sure that we are going to renew your contract. For me, some technical appointments will not be a souvenir. It will be based on need. Yes. I don't believe in those who use appointments as what? A souvenir. No, I will not use any appointment as a souvenir. I will use it to reward people who we need. So you can be so sure that you must help us to do what? Stabilize this laboratory. I therefore want to encourage my colleagues. All we are. You know, she said she will start by teaching us the pronunciation of the word Drosophila. Those of, when we were in secondary school, class 1, there was this book we read, This is Our Chance. And King Damba asked Bambulu, who is this man called Mr. Vitamins? Because he said he was going to revise a lesson on vitamins. So some people asking, who is this man called what? Drosophila. She would start from there. But let all of us take advantage of her presence, get trained, and know the enormous gains we need to derive from that. On that note, I want to really thank the Vice Chancellor. I want to thank Professor Paneshi. I want to thank Professor Male for what they are doing. And I believe we're only not going to stabilize, we're also going to move forward. Thank you very much.
The incoming Vice Chancellor within the next 24 hours. I think we will have finished the handover by now, by God's grace. Professor Uduma Oji Uduma, the registrar of the university, Mr. Depo Ajayi, the deputy vice chancellors who are here present. I think the three of them are here. Thank you for coming. The university librarian, Professor Angela Opala, also, so welcome. The deans, the various deans of postgraduate school that are here, I really want to appreciate you all, especially the dean of Faculty of Health Science, who has brought us here, Professor Helen Banashi. I also want to thank Professor Sogolo for being here, and the other directors and deans who have made it necessary for them to come to this commission. I really don't know what to say. There is an irony about this thing we are doing today. The irony is that there are two projects I started when I became Vice Chancellor. Two projects that were supposedly to be one of the solutions to the challenges we faced when I became Vice Chancellor. One of them was the NICC building. And if not for the grace, I started NICC building in 2021. And it was just about a few months ago that we were just able to move in. The second one was this lab, this Drosophila lab. Immediately Helen came to the university, transferred our service, and we discussed the issue of Drosophila lab came on. And you can imagine how it took us this long as well to be able to make it work. So I think the university now has something we can call resilience. That once we embark on something, we will see to the conclusion of it. So I want you to thank, to clap for yourself there. Now, the major things we are doing here, like I mentioned briefly there, is just to establish the university. To establish a university. For people to know we have a university. Now, when you are in open university, people don't think you are a university. So those of us who came when the university was established, will know what I'm saying. They think you are going there just to play. And the perception is all over. It wasn't just here. When Open University UK was established, the same perception they had. When Indira Gandhi National Open University was established, the same perception. Indeed, anywhere they were going to establish an open university, the public usually have this skepticism. Is it really going to be a university? So for me, this has been the burden since I joined this university. I must confess to you that how do we improve the quality, the content, the perception that people have about us. So you could see now what drove me initially when I first joined this university. And that is why the issue of standards, the issue of quality, is very, very important. The issue of procedures, the issue of process is very, very important. But that is what we can use to prove to the outside world that we're a university. Teaching, all universities are supposed to do it. Ours is even more difficult. Because what we teach is in the public domain. And so people can come and criticize what you teach. So once we're able to establish that, even before I became VC, the only thing next for us is to do research. After research is community service. And for community service, we've started on a fantastic note. The CHRD, Center for Human Resource Development, is doing fantastically well. The Department of Entrepreneurship is doing wonderful well. There is a course in the Human Development something department. What's the name of the department? Development Studies. We've also started a course last year that is also causing rave within the Nigerian community. So our university is gradually being known. And so our attention is on to research. research not just in science, research in humanities. But you see, it is more difficult to establish research in science because of the cost, the initial cost. And so one of the things we started when I became VC, again, was to introduce the Senate Research Grant, to encourage us to publish and to go for conferences where they will see us. You know, when you go to a conference and they say, who is presenting? They say National Open University of Nigeria. It sits into the psyche of the people who are listening to me, that they've seen somebody from Open University. So it was a deliberate attempt to make sure that they see us all over the world. And we are reaping the rewards. In fact, we have reaped the rewards. This lab is the low-hanging fruit that is required for us. Those of us who read biology in secondary school, in university, at the elementary level, will have known what you call the fruit fly. Anybody who studied genetics, no matter how small the genetics is in secondary school and university, it will have mentioned fruit fly. So from what Professor Kwanashi has told us, this is one area we can go into that does not require high-falutin brain for us to have an impact. And so if the university has invested so much in this, we can take it that we have invested in for a good cause for this university. And I am extremely glad that even whilst I was about on my way out, we were able to get this on. And I have every belief that we will do well within very short time. I'm sure the issue of going to conferences and presenting publications, research outputs, research works on Drosophila research outputs will also be associated with us. The advantage is quite many, and I have a lot here, but I won't go too much about it, except to underscore two things that Professor Kwanashi said: the educational and training value of this lab. We must avail ourselves. Every department, whether it's the sociology, or it is the physiology, or it's actually the genetics, all of us can make input. All of us can get something out of this lab. And you can see the extent to which we have tried it. But they've requested for reagents last 2 weeks, and I've not given it to procurement to do. So I'm going to make sure that even before the VC assumes office tomorrow, I'm going to give out that award today, so that we'll be able to get. And it's not much, it's just about 7 million. So it's just because we've had so many things disturbing us. Dina, where are you? I saw Dina earlier. All right, so you have to give it out immediately. All right, so it has that value. All of us will benefit from this lab, because what it does is actually facilitates collaboration amongst disciplines. Yeah. Amongst disciplines. It will, like I said, even the sociology of it is enough for us, for the social sciences and humanities, to gain something from. So for me, I really want to thank Professor Kwanashi for putting so much effort to get this lab. Even when she knew she was going to leave the university very soon. Others would just have said, after all, how many years do I have? Why do I need to bother? It shows the kind of a woman, the kind of a scientist that she is. And I'm very proud that I've known her since 1976. That's when I met her. But like I said many times, we're always looking at her in the forward. We're always coming at the rear. Up to now, I don't have a strength. And you can see the way she talks, down to earth woman, serious with academics. And that is really what we need to do here. We need to be serious. This is a university. Serious work. So Helen,
I want to thank you very much for your service, for your friendship to me, and for your service to the National University of Nigeria. I'm sure ABU Zaria will be feeling bad that the old sweet wine in you is here that you decided to pour it in. I give all my thanks, and I've always said it that if there is anybody who can get anything out of me in this university, it's Helen Konashi, and it's obvious for what she has done. I want to thank Professor Omale. Omale came to set up this lab 2003. Yes? 2023. 2024. Yes, he came. But they were hold up there. And so Helen used to tell me that, Professor Omale, and I used to feel bad, but I couldn't portray the feeling to her so that she doesn't make her downcast as well. And I kept on saying that, will this thing not be ready? Will this lab not be ready? Will this lab not be ready? So as God will have it, we'll have a lot of infrastructure that has freed spaces. And so this building was given to Faculty of Health Science, quite rightly so, because this building is called OPD, Outpatient Department. Yes, because sometimes you need to know the history. This place was meant to be a hospital. And if you saw the way it was designed, it was meant to be a hospital. And that's why we have moved the Faculty of Health Science here, including our university clinic, to be able to manage it. And I think the university clinic too is going through some modifications that all of us will be proud of by the time it's completed. And so we're able to get the space here. The initial space was not enough. So the dean then, Professor Ndie, came back and said, that place is not enough. She came and said, there is no space for Drosophila lab. And I know that we must get this lab functioning because it is the easiest way that we can get known. Already, Faculty of Science is doing wonders, like I said. We have patents in this university. Can you imagine that? Open university. We have scientific breakthrough patents. What else is the university will be known for? So we are already doing great things. And within the next 5 years, by the special grace of God, under this timber and caliber of a man, or this philosopher, we are going to even move higher. We want to thank God for his appointment and for the friendship that he has with many of us who are here. I want to thank the Faculty of Health Science. The ball is in your court. You must demonstrate this collaboration amongst the three departments before those in sociology, those in management will tap into it. So the onus is also on you, that within the next 1 year, you are going to present to us a university-wide seminar on something that has, on the fruit fly, that has a sociological impact. Because that is the first means of adhering that lab to others. Because right now it's still science, they don't get it. Helen said, because it's homologous that anything that is doing human is also, many people don't understand it. So it is by the time we start relating what science is to community, to society, that we start getting the impact that this really is a very good research lab to have. So finally, I thank my colleagues here. They said this is my last outing. I have another one in the afternoon. The VC and myself will be going to do Allergy to also commission a World Health Organization, World Bank laboratory there. We are hoping that within the next 18 months, that structure will be, we are handing over the site to them today. You see, we have, like I said, we have left teaching. Our module is going on fine. We are becoming more expertise in Moodle, in our teaching platform. Our examination profile is also improving. we are beginning to see how we can even do on-demand exam, not just for people here, but people outside. So what then is left for us as a university? Welfare of staff, making sure that the students are well taken care of, and research. So the future is bright for the National Open University of Nigeria. I want to thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, Vice Chancellor. Standing on the existing protocol, on behalf of the Faculty of Health Sciences, the academically healthiest faculty in the university, it is with great honor that I present this token of appreciation to you as a symbol of gratitude, appreciation, thankfulness, and respect, and mark of indebtedness to you for what you have done to the Faculty of Health Sciences. We remain grateful to Professor Olufemi Ainde Peters. Thank you, sir. So I will hand over the microphone to you after appreciating the incoming Vice Chancellor for agreeing to support the Drosophila Lab and the Faculty of Health Sciences for providing additional conference room, faculty or staff offices, and a lot of other spaces in the faculty, as you said, sir. Thank you. No, for the Drosophila Lab to function, all these other ones have to come. So since you are doing the Drosophila, the accessories of the Drosophila. Thank you so much, Mr. Vice Chancellor.
Drosophila flyer.
Standing on existing protocol, so from the diagnostic laboratory, NOUN, we are presenting this gift to appreciate you, your impact. As you move on, we wish you all the best. Thank you.
The Vice Chancellor, Professor Olufemi Peters, our incoming Vice Chancellor, Professor Uduma Uduna, our DVC academics, our DVC TIR, our librarian, our DVC administration, the registrar of the university, our emeritus professor, dean of PG school, deans present, directors present, head of department present, esteemed colleagues, and distinguished guests. The essence of today's gathering is simple but profound. To say a very big thank you, especially to our Vice Chancellor, Professor Olufemi Peters. On behalf of the faculty, we express our heartfelt appreciation to you for your visionary leadership, your steadfast support, which has made important milestone in reality. Your belief in strengthening research infrastructure has given us this Drosophila Laboratory, a platform for collaboration, a platform for discovery, a platform for innovation, and a platform for global relevance. Sir, this facility stands as a testament to your commitment to academic excellence and to the future of research in our institution. Thank you for your sincerity. Thank you for all you have done for our faculty. Our warm appreciation to our incoming Vice Chancellor, Professor Uduma, for your interest in this project and for honoring us with your presence today. Your support has truly added color and significance to this occasion. Thank you, sir. Our sincere gratitude goes to our Deputy Vice Chancellors, Academic, TIR, and Administration, Professor Maspiana, Professor Shehu, Professor Christian. Thank you for your encouragement, for your support throughout the planning of this event. Thank you, DVC Administration, for your support, advice, and guidance in planning of this August event. We thank our directors for coming. We thank the faculty committee for putting up this great event, for their dedication and hard work. And to our colleagues from other departments and faculties, thank you for coming to this memorable occasion. Finally, sir, Vice Chancellor, since today is a day of request, we have a request also from the Department of Environmental Health Science. When my tenure was 1 year, I wrote a letter to you, sir, telling you my achievements as the head of department and telling you my challenge. And one of my challenges is actually the Lucy allergy. We need this Lucy allergy so that Environmental Health Council can accredit us, so that our students can have this license to practice. We have written to you, sir. We have written to, and you have meted on it, to Works has meted to you. Sir, we are waiting for a final approval. We would like for you in these few hours to please approve the Lucy allergy for us, so that our students can have this council license. It will also improve our student population. We are very grateful, sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity.
Nothing is left closed. It has to be open. Yes, thank you very much, Tijani, for that. The lab that the World Health Organization is going to build for us has been syndicated with the environmental district that we are saying. So we didn't invite you today because we are meeting them formally. The next meeting, the HOD and the Dean of Faculty of Health Science will be invited so that they will work in sync. But the Vice Chancellor tomorrow said that request is approved. So it is approved.